Robert Griffin, and I don't see these niggas. Ain't no competition. Ain't on another level, raising hell like the devil, causing mass destruction, corruption, lyrical repercussions.
All right, so what up, people? Man, it's your boy Big Miyagi Vice, a.k.a. Rico Cage in the building, man. I'm excited. This is the Who You Got segment, man, on the Boss Certified Entertainment YouTube channel. I got some special guests in the building with me, man. One of my longtime homies here, and fight buddies and ex-teammates. Tunde Oyewu in the building, man. What's going on with you, partner?
I'm good, man. I'm doing real good, man. Nice to connect again, man. I see you doing well, man.
Hey, man, I'm trying, man. Y'all right. Then I got the homie, man. Y'all just met him on the Grind Ad podcast. Damon, a.k.a. Lojik Reazon, also known as Deez Nutz. Go ahead, holler at him, man.
Deez Nuts dropping on the ground. Listen, man, both of y'all some experts at this. I'm just a helpless fan, a little bit of a novice, but I want to share my perspective. How it dropped.
Oh man, we always build, boy. And actually, man, just because you are like your name states, Lojik Reazon, man. You just go in, you analyze things, you got to know why things are the way they are.
Real quick, from 10 seconds, I swear to God, the reason why I wanted to participate in this, because it's like intimidating, right? Because y'all know y'all shit. But the reality is, I love the debates because you be coming with the technical shit that I don't be knowing about, but I'm just telling you as a fan what it looked like from over here. It's always an interesting discussion, bro.
It really is, man. And Tunde could even speak on that, man. Just for one, us being a part of the craft, man, the mixed martial arts, man. I started back in 2007. And then, as a traditional martial artist, actually took Taekwondo when I was 12 years old, man. Later got into some praying mantis, Kung Fu, before getting into, traditional sports, so your football and then your wrestling, which actually provided a good transition for me into the sport of MMA, man. So I know, Tunde, you yourself, man, you come from that traditional background too, man. Let them know a little bit about it.
Started out with karate in college. Did Shotokan karate for about a year and a half.
Okay.
Played football, dabbled in collegiate football for a bit, and then went back to karate. Did Soba-do karate for about 2 years. When I graduated, fell into Taekwondo for a bit, and then MMA, Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, a lot of striking and boxing, and definitely the wrestling aspect. I took a bit a keen interest in martial arts, especially in the MMA aspect.
Yeah, man, I remember because you came in, you got a kind of a higher belt too, don't you? Taekwondo, aren't you a brown belt or something like that?
Yeah, I was a brown belt in Taekwondo.
Yeah, man, it's just a little bit on that, man, for the audience. For me, I always tell people, man, you really know what works, because you always wondered growing up watching the karate and the old kung fu flicks about what will work in a real life fight, man. And it's a reason why when it comes to mixed martial arts, because people get it confused, the UFC, no, UFC is the brand, y'all, because some of y'all just say, oh, do you do UFC? No, UFC is the brand, just like Strikeforce, just like Bellator. The actual sport is called MMA, or mixed martial arts, right? So with us, we typically, you heard Tunde touch on it a little bit. It's 4 major disciplines that have proven to be super effective. Okay, of course you got your exceptions, because who was a Lyoto Machida was kind of your traditional karate practitioner, and he did extremely well in there. He won a UFC belt, but for the most part, you got it's wrestling, it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's Muay Thai boxing, kickboxing, and then it's your traditional boxing. And so, man, I became a fan of the UFC back in like early 90s, man. How about you guys?
I fell into it in Pride. It was like when I saw Pride, I saw Pride first before I saw the UFC. It was all that Rampage, picking up the fools in Japan. All the Japan fights is what brought me into the. Then I saw the UFC, like, oh, they're trying to be like that. I'm like, oh, this is tight too.
Yeah, up in Japan. You right.
I remember when I got into it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a shorty, and I saw people just doing kickboxing, which Rico told me later on. I think it was K1 or something like that in college. And so when I saw it, I wasn't interested at first because I'm gonna get into this when we get into our discussions.
Mm-hmm.
I had seen these brothers who look good on the highlights losing like this, man. But anyway, but the thing about it is, brothers in the hood was always told to like use just your hands. So anything with all that shit, I thought that was either like Bruce Lee cinema or something that's not gonna work in real life. And like he specialized in that, which I respect wholeheartedly now. But when I got in college and then we was in our early 20s, Rico was sharing with me because he was doing the stuff with M. Bison, and I was just like intrigued with it, man. Like the K1 stuff is real. There was this one guy, I can't remember his name. He was like submitting big fat dudes in the gi. Like, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, Royce Gracie.
Damn. When I saw that shit, I'm only 5'7". I was like, man, it's some shit. And then obviously my favorite of all time, and I even gave a lot of fighters a chance. But then when I saw Anderson Silva, I just thought this shit was unreal. That's why it broke my heart when he broke his ankle, man. You know, so like I get wrapped into sports. I love basketball, first love, football, first love. But when it comes down to it, even more so than boxing now, y'all. It's this shit. I told Rico quick Tunde, I said I was on World Star accidentally years ago. I don't try to spend up so much time there. But I was like, man, I literally saw this teenage boy. And I used to work at St. Joe's with Rico when we used to have the whole kids who were like this. And we actually had a kid like this who flipped a staff member. But on World All-Star Hip Hop, excuse me, dude, the old man came out in the street and dude was kind of stepping to him and kicked him in the face and went to work on him. I'm like, man. Like, I
saw that one.
Yeah,
I saw that. Hold on. You talking about, I remember that because somebody actually put the Street Fighter sound effects on that one, I think, man. And they had to, man, trip me out, bro. The dude was in the stance and everything like Ken and Ryu. And hold on, why he had the damn sound effects, the did knock the rings out of him and some bullshit, man. But
God, it was crazy. The old man's ass like this.
Hell no.
So yeah. I love it, man. I love it. I used to go to Dubs just off the strength.
Oh, that's our spot, man.
Yeah, just be there watching it for free. Like, yo, I couldn't afford to pay-per-view for a minute there. I love this shit.
I ain't gonna lie. My first introduction to all this martial arts stuff was like Street Fighter.
Oh yeah. But Tunde, you gotta admit, even with the Street Fighter and the Mortal Kombat shit, we was looking at that like cinema, right?
Yeah.
Until you learn how to do it, and you're like, yo, you could mess somebody up, man. So yeah.
Man, this here, man, because you know this is near and dear to us. The game this has changed a little bit, and we gonna get into that, man. Actually, you know, now that we kind of laid a quick foundation, man, and you right, Royce Gracie, bro, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in itself became the great equalizer, and then just really it revolutionized the damn game, bro. It's you can't be one dimensional, man. Back in the days, it was a traditional karate or taekwondo guy going against the boxer or the wrestler going against the kickboxer. We found out real quick your ass better be well-rounded in that damn cage, man, because if you don't, as soon as they know what your weakness is, they gunning for you, bro. They gunning for you. And so with me, you know, I've had the opportunity to travel abroad, you know, as you both you guys know, man. Been on the same car with a Ninja Hua, Shogun's brother, and now I think the female champion, Amanda Nunes. You know, I've had the opportunity to be on the same car with those guys, man, riding back and forth to the damn venue and, you know, back to the rooms and whatnot, man. And I've been around these guys, actually competed against some of these guys, Talis Letty's, Anthony Smith, who, you know, they both fought for the UFC title, man. And so, like me and Tunde was just talking about, brother, when it comes to this game, it's like a 6 degrees of separation. Like, we could go anywhere. We'll probably go down to Florida, mess around with the black zillions and run into cats that we know personally, man, and or go out west to Vegas, and you know what I'm saying, and it's like nothing. You know, it's different from other sports in that respect, because you can't just, you know, run up on the NBA players or, you know, kind of be in the same kind of network as the NFL players if you really ain't on that level like that. And so, you know, MMA is kind of different in that regard. Excuse me.
Yeah, what's that one fighter's name? I brought it up before about when Anderson Silva tried to block with his shin. What was that one dude that was pumping up?
Shoot, Tunde. Well, you met dude, didn't you?
Chris Weidman.
Wyden.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know where you was gonna start with this conversation, but but that's the one thing I can appreciate. Two things about it. I don't have to know the person's name. If I know your name, boxing, I had to know your name. I don't have to know your name. I'm watching two good fighters do what they do. But also, when I look at the politics, and I gotta be honest, I don't really like Dana White, man. But you got to give him respect because he built the sport for that brand. But they was pumping him. You know what I mean? Like he was the next thing. That's one thing I really don't like about the sport. I think they sometimes move too fast. They was doing a good job there. You know, the Anderson Silvas letting that bubble, the John Jones letting that bubble. And then they started to try to jump the gun. Once it was almost like what's that girl's name? Ronda Rousey. And they start finding these out of nowhere people. And then now Chris Weidman, and that's what pissed me off so much. He turned out to be a decent fighter, but where he been?
You want to touch in? You want to touch in on that one?
Yeah, like the sport it's kind of like it changes hands. The belt changes hands. It's kind of hard to find a stable champion in the sport. So you respect someone like Anderson Silva or John Jones. I'll hold it down for a while. I think those are remarkable fighters. Chris Weidman came and he did kind of the thing, but he kind of had the belt for 2-3 title defenses, and that was it.
That was it.
Yeah. So we respect somebody who can hold a belt for a long period of time and has an impact.
But then you look at a Daniel Cormier Tunde, and he done took some losses, took some wins. He always was coming back before he started doing the commentator. That's what kind of shook me, because that's what I respected about MMA over boxing these days. Like you guys,
only like 3 losses in his career. Like 3-4 losses. 2 to Miocic. He only lost to 2 people.
Who Weidman?
Right, it came later.
Weidman
DC. You talking about DC?
That's what. So my thing is like they have no problem going right back up the chain, and guess what else? They don't get paid nowhere near boxers.
No.
They hungrier to me, But then
see, I
exploited.
Man, I was looking at I was actually, I stay online, man. And I be in the forums and shit. It's hard to when you done been in that cage, man, and you just be listening to these folks, and it's the casual fan, and I should know better than this by now. And just listening to some of the convo is like, dude, y'all don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
No.
At all. But you just gotta understand, though, it's just from their perspective. And I was a fan first, but shit, I've been doing this shit for a while, man. My martial arts was actually my first love, so to speak. And just after getting into it, dude, it just and learning the sciences of all disciplines, dude, I'm like, dude, this is the shit, man. Yeah. Lately, I've really been on my boxing kick. I sent Lojik some of my Mike Tyson clips, man, that I be studying, bro. You get a chance to check some of those out?
I watch them joints. You know how I do. I rewind. Yeah.
Man, real quick, because I got the thing that's intriguing about the peekaboo style that to the average eye, right? Mike Tyson looked like a brawler, right? Looked like he just wow, boom. And see, we got spoiled with Mike Tyson. That's why a lot of people be hating on Floyd. Let's be honest. Anybody who ain't knocking folks out, you know what I'm saying? They not an exciting fighter in the eyes of a casual, a fan. But when I've been studying Mike, man, these past few years, man, and really keying in on the custom model style, bro, the peekaboo, man, I didn't realize that bro was ambidextrous. Like the style was created You know what I'm saying? For one, it was created before Mike Tyson. You know, Floyd Patterson was one of the first practitioners under Cus D'Amato. But with Mike Tyson, man, because he was like the perfect specimen, the perfect fighter for dude, because he had power in both hands, man. And so that Cus D'Amato shift that he does, man, he'll rock and then he'll shift with the lower part of his body, bro, and will be on either side of you and will deliver them damn, goddamn it, killer uppercuts and killer body shots from all of his body weight into them joints, bro. But see, the thing is, when you watch the breakdown of the film, Buddy is really, he's shifting not just his weight, but he's changing stances with each step as he's closing the distance, man. It really was some genius shit that Cus D'Amato put together.
I would even have to say to that, Rico, you got to give credit to a Cus D'Amato because that's coaching. Because if you can take raw talent, you already got the power. Now you just got to give him the power. And I told you, man, I said just from a fan standpoint, it looked like his movements from the waist up is boxing. He's, tipping, but his feet and his legs are MMA. He was ahead of his time the way he positioned. He almost positioned himself on the sides of these guys as if he was going to take them down somehow from the hip. But it's boxing, so I'm gonna knock you out. It was just amazing to me to see that and just to tie it in, because when you look at MMA now, you're looking at Tyson as this 5'10" dude just squatting and that's the kind of stuff. What's that brother's name who lost to Rampage that I was really up on? He had his moment, a quick moment. You remember him?
He lost to Hold on, who was
that?
No, it's way back in 2014, 2013 ish.
King Mo.
He fought John Jones and he was talking hella shit to John Jones, and John Jones beat him.
Rashad Evans?
There you go.
Oh, yeah, Rashad was my guy, man.
He had good takedowns, and I appreciate how that's the only thing I really liked about Rashad, if I thought about it correctly, is his lunge. But Tyson, I'm looking like, man, he almost looked like he could do that, but it's boxing. So I look at him as he was ahead of his time. And I kind of get a little upset because I was a kid still. I'm like, man, people used to treat him on parodies, Living Color, and all that shit like he was stupid. The dude was really smart. If you can be coached and not be raw talent anymore, like that's a big deal.
Man, Mike was first of all, he was a student of the game, man. Like I told you, got to watch the documentary, bro. Cus had that boy watching film. You know what I'm saying? Jack Dempsey's, man, that was his idol. When you hear Mike talk, he loved Muhammad Ali too, but Jack Dempsey was one of like the main boxers that Cus had him studying, man, because of his ferociousness and the way he used to stalk guys. Like Cus really turned Mike into a straight up like universal soldier ass. Did body dude?
Did Mike watch Floyd Patterson like you said? He kind of had the peekaboo first.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Think about it, that was one of Cus's first students. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And first kind of. Yeah, go ahead till they tap in on that, bro.
Oh, so Ali beat him. Ali beat him. Took the belt from young Ali. Beat him at 19, I think. And from then, I'm not sure where Floyd Patterson went. I think they rematched or so. I don't know the history about it, but I know he fought Ali.
I never saw Ali. Did he do the peekaboo a lot to Ali?
I don't know. I couldn't.
You talking about Patterson?
Yeah.
Damn, you know what? I'm gonna have to go watch that, bro. I'm gonna actually watch that today.
You get a sense of what Tyson might have been able to do to him.
I'm gonna go watch that and see.
Yeah, someone told me that Tyson was trained to beat Ali.
Oh, you know what? Oh, see, it's so much shit coming up, bro. Oh my god! I don't know if y'all saw that clip where Cus was messing with. I was telling you about that. He was playing around with Ali. Remember, he took off his suit jacket. Cus D'Amato had to been about 63. Dude was like 67 in this particular video. And Muhammad was in the studio, he jabbing, and Cus at 60 something, he's doing this, boom, boom, he's coming up, and even Muhammad, he was like, dude, hold on, man, you kind of, for an old guy, you kind of got some skills. He said, but you a scholar, you a philosopher of the game, so that right there should let you know this little white guy from New York who Mike Tyson said, "Oh, I was gonna rob them motherfuckers. They ain't hip. I'm gonna rob them." Man, Custody Amato was well respected, and like I told you before, El Reezy, I think he might have had some ties to the mob. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude was no joke, man. But like I said, getting into the system of the peekaboo, man. True enough, you got to be in shape. You got to be in shape to move like that, bro. But just the science of it makes too much sense, bro. You're never gonna be out of place to strike an opponent utilizing the head movement and the footwork that Cuss put into place with that system, man. But yeah, I could talk about that all day, man. I kind of want to actually, I'm gonna use this as a segue because of the current UFC champion, Francis Ngannou, man. I hope I said that right. I've always messed up his name, man. But there's a video out there where Mike was, pretty much going over some of the tactics with him. And even he was just like that. First of all, Mike is 54 years old. And they all looking down at this brother like, dude, this fool still got that bounce to his knees. He's still powerful. He still got the speed. Like, what the hell? And this man damn near 60 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But
Ngannou about to take on John Jones. Am I correct in saying this?
Yeah.
And
that's what it's looking like.
And it's sad to say, like, you know what? I respect John Jones. I just don't like athletes who are irresponsible. I'm okay with the bravado, you know what I mean? But it's like I really wanted to be on the bandwagon, but that's why I always kind of cheered for the Rashad Evans and the Daniel Cormiers and the people who faced him. I even wanted Anderson Silva to get a crack at this guy at one point, but I don't know why I want this guy to lose so much. Maybe it's because he's irresponsible, but I look at this guy, Ngannou, and I'm saying, like, how tall is he, by the way?
6'4", to the same height.
See? We always said, Rico.
Man, he a brother. He a freak of nature, man.
If he finds somebody his height, John Jones might struggle. He going up a weight, right?
Well, he did struggle against Gustafson, right? He struggled, I think, in a fight or two against. I don't know if they fought twice. Or was it 3 times?
In the rematch, he schooled him in the rematch.
Yeah, the school in the rematch, but
that first fight, a lot of people thought that Gustafson won.
I seen seafood, my G. I seen John Jones looking different after the fight.
He said he was looking like Martin. Remember Martin with the Tommy Hearns episode?
You get hit, man.
He said, "I don't want to fight no more."
Yo,
I don't want to fight no more.
I said Floyd Mayweather was the only fighter after a fight that can literally say he looked the same after. Because, yo, man, John Jones, I thought he'd been like flawless, can't touch his face. He got touched that one.
Man, look. Ngannou,
talk about
when I saw the way that uppercut, the way he called Alvaring, which it looked over exaggerated. It was like some shit off of it looked like Mike Tyson punch out. You know what I'm saying? Dude, first of all, man, when you look at, and you know what, actually on my my Motivate Instagram, I actually posted a meme with him because they said that he was homeless back in like 2013, and then it's a split screen of him with the UFC title on, and so I put a caption on there and put it's not how you start, but it's how you finish. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of respect for that brother, man, and just the Nigerian brothers, even Usman, man, they kicking ass, bro. They kicking ass and fucking taking names in this damn game, and I'm loving it, man. Cause that fool Ngannou look like a straight up, goddamn it, freak of nature out here.
Oh, you see this nigga at a barbecue, cuz? You see him at a barbecue, yo. The way his hair is cut, the way this nigga chiseled up. Like, yo, John Jones, you can get on your knees and seek meditation all you want to, my G. This nigga look like he on what Kimbo Slice should have been on. I'm just saying, he just look.
But see, he's a prop, bro. Long arms, tall. Woo. He got the length. He's a powerfully built brother. I knew once he was able, and now we can kind of transition into the fight with Stipe, man. Tunde, you might want to kind of chime in on this one too, bro. About what was your thoughts before, and was it everything that you expected in this last fight against Stipe?
No, I thought Stipe was going to win. Actually, I thought Francis wasn't going to be able to stop Stipe's wrestling because coming into the DC fight, the third DC fight, Stipe was able to take DC down, and DC wasn't able to have his way with Stipe. So I thought Stipe's wrestling was a lot stronger coming into this fight, and the fact that Francis was able, he worked on his wrestling, sprawled. Took a takedown and attempt, reversed it, and actually took Stipe down, landed some good shots. He really worked on his wrestling to be able to do that. And in fact, he countered him. The whole fight was really nice. He hit Stipe backpedaling with a hook and knocked him down. That's the power that he has. I think they weighed in, even the weigh-ins. I think he had 30 pounds of Stipe. Stipe weighed in at 235 or 234, and Francis weighed in at 264 or something. Right under.
Oh, damn. That's why dude was. What does he normally weigh in at?
I couldn't tell you, bro. If he walks around like that or if he cuts down, he must cut down.
Bro, look like he's smooth, walk around like at that weight class, G.
And fam, like Tunde, jiu-jitsu.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who that there?
Who's that cat who fought Pat Barry back in the day?
Oh, Czech Congo. Yeah, he does. He does kind of, but damn, that is a good, and damn, that would be a dope ass matchup too.
Whatever happened to Czech? Czech was a hard hitter.
He's in Bellator. He might have retired. He
was in Bellator.
Well, I was gonna say what Ngannou, he's so damn big that jiu-jitsu don't work on him. I don't think, man. You can't really kick his leg, his shins, do that shit. You can't really take him.
Well, that's Muay Thai, though.
I'm sorry. But, man, you can't really do anything but stand up with him almost. If you try that other shit, you make a mistake. I mean, he might be putting you to the mat.
He said it's curtains. It's curtains.
It might be. That's what John Jones might be up against it, because a lot of those hits that he gets on a lot of people, like a softened up older Daniel Cormier, I don't think that's gonna work against this guy. I just can't see it.
Man, it's everybody damn near beatable, man. If I want to say his name, Khabib ass. If he wouldn't have retired, goddamn it,
or Israel,
what'd you say?
Or Israel, that was a disappointment for me.
I decided, yeah. But you know what? He might come back even more. He might come back even more dangerous though, because that's what they say, man. Kind of having that, once that O is gone, you could kind of like relax now. There's no pressure on you to keep that O. This ain't boxing, bro. Like, that's what I love about MMA. I respect boxing for what it is, but with mixed martial arts, bro, after a couple losses, like everybody talking about, oh man, where does he go from here? Like, life ain't over. Life ain't over, bro. We done watch cats like Randy Couture, man. These fools got losses in the double digits, but he was still a hellified warrior and still became a champion at the age of 45.
Well, see, that's
what in boxing, though. Hold on, in boxing, you lose 2 damn boxing bouts, and folks act like, yeah, well, where does he go from here? Like, well, he got 40 wins though, G.
I think that's what fans respect about MMA fighters more so than boxers. The fact that, I mean, they still want to climb that ladder, man. It's a big deal. Mm-hmm. These guys ain't really. And here's the thing. Here's one thing: a person like me who don't just like get in the ring and their cage and just be fighting on a regular basis, like y'all. I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, see, the average person just saying, hit him, kick him, do something. I'm looking at this shit like, you got to be a fucking warrior to get in here and get your brains just beat up. You don't know how you turn out after this. Reek, I saw you in some fights, and I saw you in some fights where it's just like, damn, if this nigga had been a boxer, he'd have knocked him out. You know what I mean? But it's like, but here's the thing. This is one of the points I was gonna bring up, and I got my notes here too. I was just gonna say that's one thing about the brothers, I think, sometimes, because I'm rooting for them every time. I said it before. We go in the hood, we learn one way of doing shit.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you wrestle a nigga to the ground, somebody saying you really ain't fighting. Whereas these other races, right?
Man, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, man.
Come on.
You know, being raised, man, I was raised in Missouri. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Minnesotan, but I was raised in Kansas City, the home of Gates Barbecue, the home of the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl champs.
And the Super Bowl.
We ain't gonna touch on that. We ain't gonna touch on that.
Right.
But just as a youngin', man, you're right. It was about thumping. And on the East Coast, what they say, let's get it shaking. Let's get it shaking. It's about that. But here's the thing where I think our people got to open our minds, because I got that once I jumped into the sport of wrestling, man. Cass was like, man, what the hell is you wrestling? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to wear them tight little outfits and blah, 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 blah. Once I got into the sport and got to learning the techniques, the takedowns, the counters, dude, first of all, wrestling, just like boxing, is one of the oldest sports like ever. That's one thing people got to understand. And even kind of going a little bit deeper into that, when we talk about the money side of things, that's why boxers will always be more, paid. Dana White's too stingy, number one. But there's way too much history there for boxing, man. UFC or MMA is still relatively new as far as the commercial side of things, man. But it's like with Tyson, right? There's a reason why Custom Model, man, when I watch the more film I watch on this shit, I'm like, I'm really intrigued by this, because Cuss took into consideration all things. Like, Floyd is a master of the sport. The thing that Cuss did was he said, I want you to be an exciting fighter. I want you to sell a lot of tickets. I want you to make a lot of money with this style, with this vicious style. So it wasn't even just, he took it to his height, his stature. The style was made for him, even more so, even on the whole side of how much money he could potentially make having a career on that, man. Tunde, you want to type in on that piece?
As far as how Custom Model kind of molded Tyson?
Well, yeah, well, that too, and just, you know what I'm saying, as far as like we experienced in MMA too, man. You pussyfoot around too much on the ground or whatever. A lot of judges don't be feeling that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, everybody want to see kind of an exciting fight too. So
yeah. That's kind of what this, with the highlights of the sport, is striking.
Mm-hmm.
But wrestling jiu-jitsu focused to some of the diehard fans, and people who really are up on that. They really enjoy that aspect of the game, even though it's not widely received.
Well, I will say something to what you said, Rico, because and see, I might get killed for this one, but I'm gonna say it because I was trying to segue to these other races of guys. I don't know if they have the right coaches, because we all know in like football, you might find a football coach who just want to run his shit. Look at the players he got and adapt to what they are about. So I say a lot of brothers, though, I feel like they like you, Rico, you very intelligent. So in your mind, you probably saying, let me learn all this shit. But at the same time, I think you might agree you could have been a better boxer. I think brothers sometimes when they get in MMA, they don't know what they're supposed to be. Just a stand-up striker, somebody who do Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. They don't know what they're supposed to do. And
I see what you.
It's they get confused in their mind about what style they should actually be doing in life.
It's unique, bro. Like MMA. Well, MMA is unique, man. It's like I told you before. I'm kind of. I always felt like I was a natural with the boxing thing, but I wrestled 17 plus years. The boxing came out in the MMA, in the form of the sport of MMA, where I had a couple of highlight fights where folks was like, damn, man, Reek, once he done let his hands go. And like I said, our old trainer Tunde, Sergio, told me, he was like, man, he said, my friend, he said, once you start letting these go, my friend, he said, you gonna knock out a lot of people. And so with MMA, right, most brothers, most I don't care what race you are, what culture. Most of us coming into the sport have a background in wrestling. Most of us did the amateur background. You wrestled in high school, on up through college. Some were Olympians. You got your Dan Hendersons, you got your Randy Couture's, man. Usually that's what that is, and then we have to pick up the other skill sets along the way. And really, we gotta fast track ourselves. Like I was telling you, man, I feel like now my hands, even as an older, but because I dove into it and really start studying, and when I go to the gym, I actually I get to work in it, and I think that I'm natural, just like Marcus and a lot of the guys used to train with us. We're natural with it, but dude, if you know about boxing, bro, that's one of them skills that it's a reason why they have like 100, 200, 300 amateur bouts before they even touch a professional ring. Like they grow up doing this shit. You know what I'm saying?
If you boxing in MMA, that's like somebody trying to run a half-court offense in basketball. When we up and down now, you outdated. You're gonna end up like Rampage. And so I figure like if you got nice hands, you in the court. That's
you gotta. But see, that's the thing. You can't be one-dimensional in MMA. So I mean, you can have nice hands all day long. If motherfucker take you down, the match could be over. So it don't really matter, man. You can have it does matter, but at the same time, I would argue shit. The between wrestling, first of all, we've already seen it. Matt Hughes, Khabib. We've seen dudes be dominant in the sport without necessarily being a boxer. So boxing is still. You seen what happened when James Toney jumped in there with Randy Couture. Match was over once he got taken down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Tunde, you remember that one? Did you see that bout?
That was a funny fight. I remember that. I remember watching that card.
It was just kind of
like 9 seconds.
Right, man. See, and again, I love boxing. That's why I feel like now I could come back and do boxing, bro. MMA is a whole different monster. It's a whole different monster in that, first of all, as a wrestler, the reason we were able to transition so well, we're used to the grit and the grind, and just the training is straight rigorous, bro. It's crazy with wrestling. If you competed at like a tough, you know what I'm saying, a high level collegiate wrestling team, bro, it's man, it prepares you like no other, man. I know boxers think they train hard, which they do. But amateur wrestlers, bro, the conditioning is nothing once you get into the sport, man. And we seen what GSP was able to do.
Yep.
With that. So,
but you're not gonna sell me on the idea that Blachowicz is better than Israel, even though it went the way that it did. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, I see certain competitions. He might have had him by the weight. But I'm looking at Israel, like, how did he lose that? You know what I'm talking about? I know it hurt you. That's like go down to Buster Douglas almost. Like how are these guys who like an Anderson Silva losing to a Weidman at some point? Like it makes sense. You know, so what does it come down to? We're not taking them seriously. Because I will tell you one thing: them old school boxers back in the day. No problem. Hey, look, man, old school black boxers wanted to kill them white boys in the ring. Now, I don't know if it's a respect level is heightened or whatever, or just the hump ain't there. But I didn't Fedor beat that white brother from Minnesota back in the day. Your homeboy, right?
You talking about Brett Rogers?
Come on, man. He way bigger than Fedor. What happened? Shit like that.
Okay, sure. So Toon, they got to take a quick break then, huh?
Let me tell you.
Yeah. All right. We'll tap back in with you, brother.
Okay.
For sure. All right.
Yeah. I'm still here.
Yeah, man.
Hey, speak on it real quick. I'm just gonna plug my charger in real quick, and I'm good.
It's excuse me. It's man.
And you know I ain't lying.
Where we going with that? Huh?
No, because where I was going with it was, it's like I don't know if it's a different hunger level, if it's a different coaching, if it's just like, you know, I'm a brother, man. You know, I respect all fighters, but you know, I still fight like an Anderson Silva or Israel or somebody like that, and I just be like, okay, here we go, he the next one. And then like you know, I remember was it Overeem? Overeem.
Alistair.
Yeah, I mean, I want to root for the guy. And I know how hard it must be because I'm not his size and I can't fight like him. But I be looking like, how does he get handled? What's going on,
man? You know what, man? You gotta understand, bro. Overeem.
Yeah, keep going.
Overeem was a vet in this game. Shit, dude. I want to say before the age of 21, because overseas, I think they were competing like professionally as teenagers. So that's the one thing you got to understand about, you know, our foreign fighters, man. Even a lot of the Brazilians, bro, they grew up doing this. You know, like we grow up, you know what I'm saying, hooping and running the basketball. They grow up jiu-jitsu tournaments, you know, Muay Thai tournaments. You know what I'm saying? They've been groomed from an early age. Excuse me. And that was something that, you know, I learned even going down there, man. They had jiu-jitsu dojos on every corner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you back, Tunde?
Yeah.
Back, bro. Yeah, and so but yeah, just having jiu-jitsu dojos on every corner, man, in Brazil, bro. You know, these cats were a lot further along than a lot of us over here who dove into the sport maybe after, you know what I'm saying, after, you know, we didn't play basketball, we didn't play football. Like for me, I was 27 years old. Matter of fact, when me and Tunde first met in 2007, man, is when I started fighting. You know what I'm saying? We working at a little accounts management company. And I remember, you know, giving bro one of my little flyers, like, hey, man, come check me out. And in Minnesota, we weren't even commissioned yet, bro. Like, we were out here competing and it wasn't even legal yet in Minnesota. And so that's what I mean. I've been a part of this game and watched it evolve. And, you know, even the culture here in Minnesota is different now, man. And I wish we could recapture that 09, 2010 kind of vibe that we had, man. It was, you know, it was nothing like it, bro. It was nothing like it.
Let me ask y'all from a fan's perspective, since you brought that up, Rico, about how the foreign cast, they kind of like just been groomed almost like getting a Korea who's stepping in the army at the age of 4. I mean, they getting seasoned fast, right? Is it an issue? When we ain't talking boxing, we talking MMA or something like that. Is it just the fundamentals? I mean, you could even say boxing too with DeAndre Wilder, right? It's like it's something missing. I watched those little backyard. I forget what it's called, but
like the beefs, the street beefs and stuff. Yeah,
I watched that even, and I say there's a couple that know what they're doing, but a lot of times they don't look like us. And I'm trying to figure out, is it just a fundamental because the physicality is there? Sometimes the endurance don't seem like it's there. It seems like a lot of like emphasis on like the physicality and the muscle, and then you see people get gassed out like Tyron did.
You talking about the street beefs, or you talking about just in general?
I'm talking about brothers who fight. Because as a fan, you know what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for the black quarterback, the black point guard, the black. You know what I'm saying, right? I mean, you know,
right.
While they looking for the great white hope, I'm doing this.
Right, it's only natural.
And I get disappointed when I'm like, is it just the fundamental? What's going on here? Is it the conditioning? What's the main issue with fighters who are brothers in MMA, for example? What is the issue? Because the physical part ain't the problem.
Tunde, you want to tap in on that, bro?
Can you repeat that question again? I'm sorry.
The question really is, like, not to get too critical on our brothers, man, because I root for them, but it's like when they get into these MMA leagues, for example, just MMA for right now, if they lose to somebody that we were sitting up here saying, man, they should have lost to that person, that white boy or whoever it was. I mean, even it's gonna come out the mouth. But the main thing is that guy lost to that guy, and it shouldn't have happened. Is it more about the fundamentals? Is it the lack of experience, the lack of grooming at an early age? Because to me, it's not the physicality, it's not the muscle, it's not the. It might be the condition,
which really don't have much to do with it, though.
The physical of the muscle,
right? But go ahead, Tunde. I know you got to going to chime in on it. Then I'll go after you.
Why are we taking?
I don't know. I think there's it's a case by case study, basis depending on who the athlete is.